This is The Scoop for Thursday.
I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines. The Hillsborough County Commission voted yesterday to move forward on renewing the half-penny sales tax that has funded billions in projects county-wide over the last 3 decades. The Tampa Bay Times reports commissioners voted 5-2 to put a community investment tax referendum on the November ballot. It would ask voters whether they support renewing the sales tax for 15 more years, less than the original 30-year life of the tax, but more than the 5 or 10 years some commissioners had suggested. Schools, which had been receiving 25% of the tax revenues, would get just 5%. The proposal is scheduled for a public hearing at 10 a.m. on April 17th, after which the commission will need to take another vote to formally place the question on the ballot. An almost 700-acre preserve in northwest Bradenton is home to untouched nature and wildlife. WMNF's Chris Young reports that Manatee County officials announced yesterday a more inclusive way for all to explore the preserve.
Robinson Preserve has osprey nests, trails, and mangroves over 100 years old. And now they have a new way to see it all.
Come up with this great idea through a grant for an electric tram. You don't want to be on a diesel-powered tram. You scare all the wildlife off, right? So we got a great electric tram to take people who are either disabled or just older folks who can't walk throughout the park, to take them through the park on a guided tour.
Kevin Van Ostenbridge is the District 3 Commissioner for Manatee County. He was joined by other community leaders to highlight the new tram. The tram is for all ages, and especially for those who can no longer walk the trail. Visitors get a close-up view of the sweeping natural landscapes at the park. Charlie Hunsicker is the Director of Manatee County Natural Resources. He says preserves like these are important, especially amidst rapid development in the state.
What preserves like this do is provide the balance that we need to keep the natural balance between our healthy environments and our healthy economy going.
Robinson Preserve tram tours are scheduled on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of the month from September through May. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young in Bradenton.
The Tampa Bay Rays say they want to stay in St. Pete. That is, if they can get elected officials to agree to funnel hundreds of millions of dollars of public money to the redevelopment of the historic gas plant district, including a new baseball stadium. Some elected officials are concerned that they don't have enough details to see if the investment is worth it, including St. Pete Council member Lisette Hanowitz, who spoke yesterday on WMNF's Midpoint.
When you think about the amount of public subsidy that we're providing, and obviously the amount of land that is possibly going to get redeveloped, it's a huge portion of our downtown. It will transform our city. So this is a very heavy lift, and it's a very heavy lift for each city council member and obviously for administration that's been working on it. But it's extremely important for, I think, the citizens and everyone to understand the deal. That's why the reason I think transparency is extremely important, and that's why I fought for transparency, to make sure. I've been going to our neighborhoods in my district and explaining to them the deal and telling them, hey, just don't take my word for it. Go out and look at the pros and cons on both sides and make your decision, because, you know, we want to hear from you, and I want to make sure people are educated about this and they're not blindsided with this deal. There are real concerns in terms of the deal, in terms of the below appraisal sale of the land. I think that's kind of concerning. The delivery of the affordable housing, which, by the way, affordable housing is needed now. Is it going to, 24-year time frame for delivery of affordable housing? The penalties on the affordable housing are extremely low. If they don't deliver each unit, all their penalty is $25,000 per unit. It's only a $30 million penalty. It's easier to pay the penalty than provide the affordable housing.
That's St. Pete Council member Lisette Hanowitz speaking yesterday with Gary Gibbons on WMNF's Midpoint about Council's role in scrutinizing a plan for redevelopment in the historic gas plant district, including a new stadium for the Tampa Bay Rays. You can hear the full interview on WMNF.org. In weather, it's going to be mostly sunny and breezy today with a high of 74. Overnight lows will be in the upper 50s and sunny with a high of 73 on Friday. I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.